our kitchen and welcome to another food and wine review. Rico will be cooking up another delicious recipe. I will be commentating and tasting, and he will also be reviewing another wine. The bottle of this wine looks absolutely beautiful and matches really well with my kitchen. It's a nice blue bottle. It has a fish on it. We are having fish. I would ask you to subscribe if you haven't already. A thumbs up is always very much appreciated, and whilst you're doing all of that, you can ring our bell. Cheers!
Well, welcome back everybody, and thank you again for all your lovely comments, and they seem to be increasing every week, more and more comments. As Andri said, today we are reviewing this blue bottle of wine. It's a Spanish wine. It's an Albarino. Albarino is a grape that is grown in Spain, but is also grown in Portugal, which neighbours Spain. In Spain they spell Albarino with a B, but in Portugal they spell it with a V and it finishes with an NHIO. But it's the same grape.
Is it pronounced the same?
Albarino.
Right, okay.
Maybe it's not, maybe I'm not quite sure, maybe now in Portugal they put more emphasis at the end, Alvarinho or what, something like that. I'm not up to date with these pronunciations. But anyway, it's a white wine. It's marketed in this blue bottle. It's from the region of Rias Baixas, which is in the northwest of Spain. And in that region they predominantly grow the Albarino grape. It's a 2019 and it's a wine that should be drunk young, now or within the next 2 years. This particular winery was founded in the 19th century, it's well established, and we're now into the 4th and 5th generations of family. It's still the same family that own this winery. And they have expanded their wines round the world in 5 continents, and they produce well marketed wines at various levels of price. It's 12.5% by volume. It has a synthetic cork. It's a corked wine, but it could be, I think it's probably a rubber cork, synthetic cork. And I think it will match our meal tonight rather nicely. I did want to also say about the grapes, the Albarino grape. It's a small grape and it grows in small bunches, and the grape actually ripen quite early, and I think that's what produces the flavours of this wine. Let's go to the food. We're going to have some pan-fried Brill, and we're going to have that with a wee celeriac puree, some chestnut mushrooms, some samphire, and a wee beurre blanc sort of butter sauce.
Okay, so we're having Brill. What's that?
Brill is a member of the turbot family. Some people call it the poor man's turbot. Okay,
so as you're a poor man, this is what we're having today?
Absolutely.
Right, okay, the ingredients.
Obviously Brill, which has been filleted. That's one fish.
That's just, okay.
Yes, that's the bottom of it. Sorry, that's the bottom and that's the top. That's the sort of way it is.
Okay.
Okay, that's your celeriac. We've got butter. This is going to go into our butter sauce. I'm going to put this back in the fridge in a minute to keep it cold for making the butter sauce, because it can't be hot when we do it. We have some shallots, white wine. I'll put some fresh thyme in here and a wee bit rosemary just from the garden. Lemon juice, cream,
salt and
pepper, olive oil. That's the samphire, and these are the chestnut mushrooms.
I absolutely love samphire.
Yep.
This is a type of seaweed.
It's actually not. It's what people used to call it was poor man's asparagus. It used to, well, it still grows on the coast. It used to grow abundantly in the UK on the west coast of England, and it just got destroyed because people didn't eat it at that time. And it's poor man's asparagus, and it comes like that. And what you would just basically do, like asparagus, take off the bottom part, which is the woody part, and the rest is edible, and you can eat it like that. I've washed it and it's delicious as it is.
It's quite salty in taste.
It is salty in taste, yes.
Okay, and you can quite often find this in your fishmongers. That's probably the most common place to find samphire.
So I've got 2 ounces of butter in this pot. This is for the celeriac puree.
Okay, so that's what's happening first.
What we're going to do is we're going to sweat off the celeriac puree. I'm going to add a bit of milk to it and then cook it off, and then we're going to puree it. Okay? So that's the butter melted down, and you can now smell it's just started to cook off, and we're going to add the celeriac to it.
So obviously the celeriac was peeled and chopped.
Peeled and diced, yes.
So you're just going to brown that off in there, yeah?
Or not so much brown it, I'm just going to
it.
soften it in the butter, get some of the flavour of the butter right through it. You could actually just put it in water and cook it down in water and add the butter, but this is a better way of doing it. It gets all the flavours of the butter, the milk, everything into the celeriac.
But is this a type of potato or a type of celery? What is it? What family is it?
Well, it's surprisingly a member of the parsley family, and it's very versatile. It can be roasted, fried, and it's particularly good made into a mashed potato, which is what we're doing today, making it into a mashed potato.
But it's not the
But it's not potato, it's celeriac.
Okay.
Okay?
Certainly doesn't look like parsley to me. I mean,
Well, obviously when it's growing and it's a bulb at the bottom and the green stem on top, and it's part of that family.
it's just now being tossed in the butter. It's still, when you touch it, it's still quite solid. So basically you're now going to add the full fat milk.
Yep, 200 mils of full fat milk.
Okay, going for full fat because of the keto. And then you're just going to let that simmer away in the pot.
Correct.
Until it basically softens.
We'll add some seasoning at this point. Some salt. And some pepper. And then
Just cover.
cover. So the celeriac has been on for about 20-25 minutes now. It's nice and soft. We're just going to drain it off to get rid of the excess liquid, and then we're going to blitz it down or mash it down. So we're going to drain the excess liquid off.
It's not actually that much.
But there's enough that would make it too watery when you mash it down. Put it back in. And we'll just use a masher and mash it down.
So the consistency Rico wasn't quite happy with, so he's added some cream. So he's now going to blitz it with the blender. Adding more milk. So that's it at a consistency that Rico likes. So if you like it more liquid, add more milk. This is what Rico is looking for. So it's almost like a mashed potato consistency. So that's now left in the pot, just to keep it warm. Now heating the frying pan to fry the fish.
So we put both these pans on. This is the one for the fish. We're going to add some olive oil to this. And in this one, this is the one for the beurre blanc. So what we're going to do here is we are going to add the shallots straight into that pan.
No butter or anything?
No butter. We're going to add 1/3 of a cup of white wine.
Okay.
And we're going to let that reduce down.
That's kind of weird for me.
But we don't want to reduce it down too quick. We want it to just slowly reduce down. And then we're going to add some lemon juice and some cream to it. And we're going to drain the sauce off, and then we're going to add the butter. And it's the butter that's going to make the sauce. It's almost like an emulsion. but we could add some flavouring
So
into
almost
this just now.
a back to front type of thing.
Yes, we're going to add some flavour to this just now, just to get some more flavours in this. And we've got some thyme and rosemary from the garden. We'll just add that in as well. We can just add it in like that because we're going to strain the sauce, as I said.
So that means you'll be straining out all the wine?
The wine's going to reduce down.
Okay.
So it's reducing down. We want it to practically reduce down until the liquid disappears. And then we're going to add a wee touch of cream to it, and then we're going to start adding the butter.
Okay.
Piece by piece. The butter is in the fridge. We want to add the butter cold, and we don't want the butter to split. We want the butter to make an emulsion to make the sauce.
Okay.
Okay. But meanwhile, we'll start adding the brill, and we'll pan fry the brill. A little seasoning to the flesh side of the brill, some salt, some pepper. It's nearly ready for turning. You can see the flesh is starting to cook up as it comes up from the skin, starting to whiten more. Another few minutes, we'll turn it and then we'll switch off the power there and just let it cook off while we do the sauce.
So you can see now how the fish is starting to cook up. You can really see the difference now. So this is nearly ready to be turned.
Really?
This is really quite reduced now.
Now you can see how reduced it is. Very little liquid left. So we're going to turn the heat right down, and we're going to start adding the butter little by little.
That's the fish now being turned. As soon as Rico turned the fish, he also switched the hob off, so it's just frying in its heat. The butter is out of the fridge, ready to go into the sauce. The butter now being added. So whilst Rico is doing all this, he doesn't have to worry about the fish because the hob is off and it's just cooking off.
That's the first lot of butter just about reduced down. We're going to add a little more butter now. There's practically no heat on here. It's very little heat, just the heat of the pan melting down the butter, which is going to make the emulsion. The sauce is very similar to making a béarnaise, but apparently many years ago a cook in one of these stately homes in France was making a béarnaise, and she forgot to add the eggs, and this is what came out. So as you see, we'll just add the rest of it now.
So béarnaise is all butter with egg?
Basically, yeah, and chervil
Wow.
and whatever.
Really rich. Perfect for the keto diet.
So I'm just going to melt this down, and then we're going to pass it
Pass it.
to get all the herbs out and all these bits and pieces.
Alright, okay. I think it looks nice with the herbs. Why would you want to take them out?
Well, it's a smooth sauce for the fish. You don't want the shallots in it and everything, but if you want me, I'll leave them there for you, honey.
I don't know. I don't think that's pretty much a waste to take them out.
Okay.
I think it looks nice. Personally, I like the herbs and the shallots there, so I don't know, as a chef, would you just rather remove them, or the customer's always right?
The customer's always right, honey.
So that's the oil in the pan now, heating, ready for the mushrooms. This is not easy. There's a lot of work going into this, Rico, isn't there?
Absolutely.
This is basically a pot full of butter.
Does butter look like that when butter melts? No.
Mushrooms going into the frying pan. One of my favourite things. This is all my favourite things. Mushrooms, fish, creamy sauce.
Let's just a wee touch of salt in here and some black pepper, and we'll get ready for plating.
Already?
Oh, absolutely. We've added some salt and pepper in here, and we'll just add a wee touch of lemon.
So it's obviously all a matter of taste, so you taste before you add more salt and pepper and adjust by your own taste.
Okay.
Okay. Rico has also been heating the plates for this dish because of the sauce. Out of the oven. So we have here the celeriac puree. The Brill. Samphire has just been thrown into the frying pan where the fish was, just to heat it up, to give it some warmth. Mushrooms are just about ready to be plated. Samphire being added. And it looks absolutely delicious. All my favourite things. Oh, yum.
Shall we taste the wine?
Let's.
Anyway, it's a lovely colour, sort of golden yellow colour, very lemony. But it's got this sort of freshly cut grass or hay sort of after smell. It's very clean. It's a fresh wine, citrusy notes. There's nothing not to like about this wine.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know. Everything you've just said has put me off. Hay, the smell of grass.
It's absolutely delicious. It is really delicious. Really delicious. I'll have to actually taste my food as well before you taste yours, okay? May I say the boy done well?
The boy done well, okay. Let me taste this because your description of this has not impressed me. Grass and all of that, but okay. It's very nice. Because I'm not picking up grass, which is a good thing, or hay, or any of that.
No.
But I do pick up the freshness.
Yeah, but what I said was like, you get this sort of smell of freshly cut hay or grass or something like that.
I don't like the smell of freshly cut grass. And so I'm not getting that, so that's good. It has been cooled down, so sometimes when the wine has been overly cooled, you kind of lose the flavours from it, I would say. So it's kind of dulling quite a lot of the flavours, but it's really, really nice. Right, I'm more excited about trying this. These are all my favourite flavours. So let's try the fish with the
Beurre blanc.
I've never. Why do I not know about this sauce?
You've had it before.
Oh. I can't tell you, this is heaven. This is...
When you make your beurre blanc, at the end you can change the flavours. You can add saffron at that time, you can add chervil, you can do so much with it that would change the flavours. It's a very versatile sauce.
Oh my goodness, Rico. The puree, the mushrooms, this buttery sauce, it is... Oh.
Why I put in the mushrooms, the chestnut mushrooms, was just that the like flavours of the wood, and it just added to the stalkiness of the samphire. And
this is Michelin starred. Stop pulling faces. Yeah, if you can see Rico's pulling faces because Rico's not very good at taking a compliment, unlike Moa. This is excellent. This is absolutely divine. Cheers.
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 I'm going to say something. The meal is far superior to the wine.
And?
That's my opinion.
Well,
I think this meal is so rich and so perfect. It needed a better wine.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I'm not an expert.
Can I add to that?
Go.
I didn't make the wine.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we'll catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time. But remember, if you'd like to see more videos from us, I will link one here. And if you're not already subscribed, just press the A right here and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.